You're now watching Sports Bettor's Paradise on the BetRivers Network.
All right, Jimmy Ott with you here in the middle of the summer as we're doing a lot of Major League Baseball, getting ready for the All-Star break, the soccer. Again, get a lot of action, especially in the Euros. It is the draws and the unders that have been a profitable approach over there. And Copa, minus the big Columbia route on Saturday. Well, you had a lot of the same action over there, a lot of draws in the unders. So Wimbledon, they get ready to come down to the end. We're in the middle of the second week now. And the men is holding to form, and the women, well, not so much, kind of upside down. A little whininess on the men's side. Djokovic getting upset with the folks at center court saying, you're not showing me the true respect, as they do in the Casper, the Rune chant. He says, have a good night on your way home. So be a little nasty. And then Zverev, who loses a 2-set lead to Taylor Fritz. Well, he gets pissed off at his girlfriend being a little bit too rowdy from his box. So a little whininess on the men's side at Wimbledon. But it's always fun, man. You haven't bet tennis. Put a little something on it. It definitely makes you more engaged, to say the least. British Open next week as well. As we approach the All-Star break, we've put you on a couple of totals. I like to play the divisions. Seems like you have more action. You don't have to wait till the entire postseason. We saw the postseason is a complete crapshoot. It's baseball. And, it had a wild card World Series last year. Both the Diamondbacks and the Rangers were both got to the postseason via the wild card. So Texas was a tough luck loser on our future bet last year. They lost a tiebreaker to the Houston Astros on the last day. Did not score a run in the last game of the season up in Seattle. But we'll talk about the Texas Rangers because, championship hangover. I'm a big believer in it. I subscribe to the theory. I've seen it. You lose your hunger. You're a championship, especially teams not used to winning. First ever for the Texas Rangers, and it showed. I mean, they're 43 and 48 right now, not even close to where they played last year. Especially with that lineup, that's the real strength of this team. You look at their numbers statistically over the course of the season, 91 games in, and they're very average, middle of the road, pitching and hitting. So we know that lineup is capable of a lot more. Now, the rookie that came on so strong late last season, Evan Carter, he may be returning within a few weeks or so. Young, another guy who is probably the leader for the Rookie of the Year last year, he's been hurt. But a couple of young stars out of the SEC have proven to kind of handle things, and they found some depth along the way. Josh Smith, second-round pick out of LSU, was a major disappointment until this year. There's a lot of conversation about maybe even being an all-star, that kind of year for Smith, enough to where he's batting number 3 in a lineup for him right now. And then top 5 pick, Wyatt Langford, out of last year. A lot of talk about Paul Skeens and what he's doing, being drafted just last year, being in the championship series in Omaha last year. Well, the other team, Wyatt Langford was their leader, and he had a screamer to left in the first game of that 3-game set that was won by LSU 2 out of 3. That goes down. And probably a different national champion came out of Omaha last year. But he's starting. His power is coming. He's got a great combination of power and speed. He's a real deal. And, man, he is really kind of starting to hit his stride with those power numbers coming in as well. He's also a choice for American League Rookie of the Year, especially with Heel, the pitcher for the Yankees, kind of tapering off. To say the least, after his flat start. Hitters now getting second and third looks at the young right-hander for the New York Yankees. But the championship hangover is real, but I was picking a spot up a couple of weeks ago, but I held off because I looked at the schedule. And they had trips to Milwaukee and Baltimore. And Milwaukee is a tough out, and Baltimore is, well, one of the best teams in baseball, if not the best, maybe the best team in the American League. And they lost 6 of 7 in that one. Lost the lead in the first game at Milwaukee. And the line for them to win the division was about 8-1. Now it's 12-1. 12-1. They win the first game in Anaheim. They've won 4 in a row now. They're starting to play. They're starting to hit the ball. Really good. Seager hit one about 500 feet. I have never seen one hit that deep in center field. We know about the rocks and the batter's eye. He hit it way over all of that stuff yesterday. I've been in the Big A for several games. Hadn't seen one live or on TV that was hit to that spot. And we know that when Seager gets it going and he's got protection in his lineup, you're going to pitch to him or you're going to pitch to some potent hitters if you're going to pitch around him. But that's a big deal, how hot he is. And the key is they should take care of business, maybe win 2 out of 3 in Anaheim. And then they go to Houston before the break. Houston has played a lot better as of late as well. Both of these teams got off to really bad starts. The big thing is Seattle is dead, in my opinion. I mean, leaking oil at all areas. We know they have all kinds of problems with their lineup. And finally, their pitching is tapering off just a little bit for opponents to get a hold of that. So I like that. I can't see Seattle win it. So we got you a Houston ticket already, if you followed us about a month and a half ago, at plus $2 to win this division. But bet the same unit and with one of these teams and hope for the long shot with the Texas Rangers. 12-1 plus 1,200 right now available at the betrivers. They go and take 2 out of 3 at Houston, have a little bit of a run, and would have won 7 of 9, maybe 9 of 11, 9 of 12. Then that number is going to be way less. So right now, I think it's a buy low spot at plus 1,200 for the Texas Rangers to win the AL West. One more for you before we let you go, and that's the NL Central. St. Louis at plus $4. This is another 2-team race. Yeah, Chicago showed a little bit of life early. They're very average, 500 team. Cincinnati, 500 team. And Pittsburgh, maybe a year away as a 500 team at best. Out of the Central. That leaves Milwaukee and St. Louis. And Milwaukee is certainly, they've done a great job this year. Well, I've liked them. We put them in a parlay along with a couple of other teams that should easily win their division. But St. Louis plus 400 in a 2-team race is some value right now. They've been very, very steady over the last 25 games, 17-8. They got a two-game set at Kansas City at Kauffman Stadium, just a short drive away, a couple hours there, and then they come back home for their NL Central Division rival, the Chicago Cubs, for 4 games. So, right now, Goldschmidt, Arenado, Contreras, keep your fingers crossed. They're healthy, and they are just, win at top of the lineup, and it's just a good franchise. We know about that. They're a consistent winner over the years. But plus 400 in what appears to be a 2-team race, very similar, not nearly the price that Texas is getting, but just within striking range, under 5-game lead right now for Milwaukee. St. Louis, if they continue their play, and there's no reason they should not, at plus 400 is quite a bargain as well. Middle of the summer, trying to give you something to bet on. That's some British Open picks for you next week right here on the Bet Rivers Network on the Sports Bettor's Paradise. I'm Jimmy Ott.